Equine-assisted psychotherapy is one of the biggest missions here at Bit of Hope Ranch. It has the power to reach anybody and everybody, but what exactly is it, and why horses? Equine-assisted psychotherapy is a counseling modality that incorporates horses experientially to promote emotional growth and learning. It is a solution-oriented form of brief therapy carried out by a highly qualified team. The therapy team must include a licensed mental health professional, a horse professional, and, of course, a horse. A strict code of ethics is enforced to ensure safety and best practice for all involved. Treatment goals are addressed through purposely constructed ground-based activities. No riding is involved. Participants gain valuable knowledge and insight about themselves and others by engaging with the horses, then processing or exploring thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, and patterns.
I call it four-dimensional therapy. Being with the horses engages people mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Just by its very nature, it hits all of those. And I really feel like this is God's work. I'm just helping out.
So why horses, and how are they significant in this process? Horses are animals of prey and see humans as potential predators. A person has to earn their trust and respect in order to connect. Horses are large and powerful. Working through fear and building confidence arise naturally when engaging with these animals. Horses are authentic. They respond immediately and honestly and will mirror human body language and emotion. Horses have distinct personalities like humans. Interacting with them provides endless opportunities for real-life metaphors. Relationship patterns unfold during this process. Relationship to self, others, and the world at large. People learn that when they change themselves and their approaches in healthy ways, the horse responds differently, and each is rewarded instantly. Let's take a look.
Making friends was really hard for me growing up, so I tended to make a lot of bad decisions. When I got to that low point in my life where I knew that I needed to do something else, I found the ranch, and it was just something incredibly amazing that I didn't have before, and it gave me that last bit of hope, that gave me that help that I needed.
We came to the ranch as a family because we really didn't know what was going on in our relationship and knew we needed some help.
We started arguing over some little things, became disconnected, just thought this would be a great place to start because
I love animals.
When I first came here, I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie. You know, the horses are huge, I was kind of afraid of them, but the first time one of the horses and I actually got introduced to each other, I was really nervous and kept thinking, you know, what if they run away? What if they, you know, don't do what I want? What if there's just this horrible experience? But when I went up to the horse, my anxiety jumped through the roof, and the horse really mirrored that, and I actually walked away. But what surprised me the most was that the horse actually came up to me and followed me and started licking my arms and just really, really attaching to me. And that's when something clicked for me, and I realized that there was more to this than just me being afraid. There was someone there that I could actually connect to.
so we had to stand in a place full of buckets with horse treats. We labeled the buckets with our family values, and we labeled the horses as threats to those family values. So we had to protect our space without touching the horses.
We realized we weren't working as a team. We were centering our relationship around our child and not each other. And once we got started with the exercise, everything started coming together, and we found out that it works.
I was getting into a lot of things I shouldn't. So one of the ways that we actually talked about this during our therapy session was doing this technique called Temptation Alley. Doing the therapy session with Temptation Alley actually let me see what I was really doing and who I was leading in my life. And as I tried to walk through with the horse, I realized that I was letting these temptations lead me more than I was actually leading myself. So I realized that when I was tempted, I'd get distracted very easily, and I would let those things that tempted me take over my life rather than being the one in control. So what I was able to learn using the horse in that setting was that I need to take control. I need to lead the horse down that temptation alley and be able to get to the other side without being distracted by, my vices.
We were arguing over the simplest of things and didn't know how to communicate with each other. And the horses were getting frustrated also. But once we learned and started the exercises, everything came together.
We took a time out. We shared with each other kind of what we needed, and the second round was much more successful. When we weren't on the same page, our son was very unsettled and having a hard time, and once we got together and got on the same page, he was much better. After the second round, we decided the horse represented our son.
Being at the ranch has really given me an opportunity to take charge of my life and become a better person. The horses have completely changed my outlook and have helped me build relationships. I didn't think I was worth it. I hid from my story, I hid from my past. I did things that I shouldn't have done. And since I came here, I thought this was going to be just that last piece, but it turned out to be everything that I needed. I don't hide from my story anymore. I actually write it down. I want to be able to share it so that someone else who needs a second chance, they'll be able to experience what I experienced here, and they'll be able to make a better life for themselves.
We were able to be a family again. The horses taught us a lot about ourselves individually and together.
We're not perfect. We've hit our rough patches and we've come through, but every time we just remember what the horses have taught us, and we know that everything will be all right.
The horses at Bit of Hope Ranch know the journey from brokenness to healing. They were rescued and brought to this land so their stories could be rewritten, and so they could help others do the same. They are here, waiting to connect with you, waiting to share in the restoration. The gates and hearts are open at Bit of Hope Ranch. Come see how your story will change.